growing up, where did you grow up?
See, I'm a Sydney boy, born and raised. So I grew up in the south suburbs of Sydney, Cronulla, in the Sutherland Shire. I'm still there.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going there. You're leaving the Shire feet first in a grave, in a box.
No, that's not true. I lived in New York when I was 19, moved to New York. Nice of you to do your research. I lived in Glebe for 5 years. I lived in LA for about 3 months. So I've jetted about and I've traveled and lived definitely outside of the Shire. I've only just recently moved back because I became an uncle and my partner lives here now. So, reasons to come back.
Yeah.
But no, I've been out and about. But, at the moment this is home. But I grew up in a place, in a town that is surrounded by money, like old money, old white money, not money that, money that I wish I had and I had growing up, but it's a rich suburb, the Shire, Cronulla.
Yeah. And so were your parents of working class nature or were they school teachers? What did they do?
Yeah, no, very much so. Dad's in business. Dad still works, in his early 60s. Mum works 2 days a week. So Dad was lucky enough to be able to supplement the cash of the family and be the breadwinner, and Mum did 2 days. She also didn't really work when we were kids, Her job was being a mum and she was bloody brilliant at it, which is, as we know, a full-time job. But yeah, no, Dad was an executive, but started at a low level when I was a kid, by no means crazy cash, but now is, in the senior position in his role, loves it, very good at it.
Was there any pressure from your parents growing up to be like, Mitch, you've got to go and be Professor Science, go to Sydney University?
No pressure. I wanted to be an actor and I wanted to live in New York, and they were like, go and do it. We'll help you. If you need cash, like we'll achieve your dreams, son, which I loved. But this is where I throw my parents under the bus. No financial literacy passed down, like none. And it's not negative, but I would have loved to have. Like,
but that's everyone who's pretty much over 25 or even over 20 for most people most of the time. We just don't get taught by our parents. This is, your first job. Let's set up 2 bank accounts and let's automate this. I
know. I wish. Why don't they teach us that in school?
I don't know. Like everyone's like, Glenn, the stuff that you do should be taught in school. What do you think? I'm like, I've got no idea about the curriculum, so I'm not making a comment. There's probably heaps of stuff that kids need to know. And I think the school system only has so many hours in the day. But you're right. And I think that's why potentially the next generation of Aussies and those who are dialed into this podcast, other podcasts, are actually a bit more financially literate.
Yeah, they're savvy.
Yeah, totally. So if I said to you, if there was one word that described what is money to you, what is one word that you would say?
Stress.
Okay. If I said to you,
don't frown, don't grimace. You said I could say whatever I wanted.
You really can. If there was, if money was a person in your life, and that person had the exact same vibe that you have towards money, how would you describe that? So for me, that money person that's Glenn is chaotic, he's frantic, is a bit spendy.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you describe that person?
Right. Fur coat. Can I say pimp? Is that going to get me cancelled? I feel like isn't pimp like an appropriate, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a pimp.
You're cancelled. You heard it here first.
It wouldn't be the first time. It's these good intentions, guys. And if you're a pimp listening, I'm sorry if I'm appropriating your culture. A little cane with like an 8 ball on the top for the grip. Gold jewelry, real gold plated, of course, 8 carat. I pimp, like that's how I picture money. Like I only ever picture money in excess. Like in my head, I see money as like I really want excess or it's coming in excess. That's, I think, how my brain pictures money. But I also spend. I have a real bad spending habit. Like if I am going to buy something, it will have to be a name brand. And this doesn't come from my parents. I don't know where I learn it, but I like to buy things of quality, right? Like I remember growing up, I'm like, I don't want an Acer. What's an Acer computer? I want a MacBook. If I'm going to get a computer, I don't want a Dell XPS. That shit's disgusting. Give me a MacBook. Glasses have to be brand. Like all my clothes are brands because I don't want to buy 6 different $10 shirts from Cotton On. I'd rather buy the $60 shirt that will last me. That's like me. But I also do have a real problem with designer brands and shoes and like nice clothes. That's my biggest expenditure is shopping.
Do you think you have been a victim of that whole media world as well?
No, I don't think so. This was pre.
Yeah.
This was pre-media world for sure. I also am very interested in fashion. I love fashion. So
what does your partner do?
My partner is a speech pathologist.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they don't care if you're spendy or whatever?
No, but they're also spendy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gay men, we spend. Like that's exactly what the two of us do. We just spend our cash on nice things, So I don't think that's got anything to do with my career or his career. I mean, look, case in point, we're both in polar opposite industries and we both love to drop our cash on stupid stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's, there's always outliers to every discussion, but sometimes in a relationship, one will be the spender, one will be the saver. And there can be this tension.
Yeah, in that sense, I'm definitely the saver. Like my savings is very hefty. Like my savings is.
Okay, so let's tap into that. I would say you are, because everyone might be like, okay, this guy is frivolous and needs the brand stuff.
No.
But I would say you're deeply a value value-based spender.
Love the spin. That's a brilliant spin. That was good. Yes, you're
like
right.
That?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, my savings is. I mean, what's the average? What does an average 29-year-old have in savings?
I don't know.
Do you know?
Should we? Probably 20 grand. No, it wouldn't even be that.
20 grand. Really?
No, let's ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, do it. I put my blood test results into ChatGPT this week. It's like you need to go on cholesterol medication.
Oh, I did while this was working. Average savings of 29-year-old Australia. I had some earwax in my thing the other day and I couldn't get it out. I did 3 candles because my ear canals are really tiny.
Oh, wow.
And it always gets blocked and the ear candles didn't work. And I had this little ear camera from Amazon. And I'm like, I don't love putting stuff in my ear. Anyway, put it in and I saw this little white thing in there.
Oh, my God.
And then what do you do when you see something? You go to Google.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I've got ear and brain cancer. I'm dying. So I went to the doctor. He's like, it's a cyst. Get out of my office. Okay. According to data from Westpac, as of January 2025, Australians aged 25 to 29 have an average savings balance, I was right, FYI, of 19,165.
Wow.
But okay, and this is where it gets nuanced really fast. That's the average. The median is 2,200.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
So are you telling me you've got more money than $2,000 saved?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. But keep in mind, I do. I've got a good savings. I'm a really good saver. But you need to keep in mind that. And you know what? There'd be people listening to this being like, what a wanker. I'm not a designer brand. You know me. Like, I'm really not. They're just my interest. Like, I'm not doing that to keep up with the fucking Joneses. Sorry to swear. But I do it because.
And apologies to the Joneses, mind you.
I know, true. They're a lovely family. Their wife is a slut, though. I like to spend. However, I save. So I budget. So I get my income, right? And let's just say, when I had the full-time radio show, I mean, I don't know let's just say it was $5,000 a month, right? I would go, all right, $1,000 will be my spending money. Then I put my rent away. Then I put my bills and then I put the rest in living. But then I will say, no, I get $1,000 to spend because I know I want to spend and I want to buy things. So I budget. I'm not an idiot. I'm not blowing my paycheck. But no, my savings, is good. I'm happy with my savings.
I think for me, I kind of was of that vibe that I will buy quality and buy it once. However, it's hard to do when you're just starting out with your first job.
So hard.
Like, I've got RM Williams boots, right?
Yes.
Got 3 or 4 pair.
All right, money back.
Yeah, you're welcome.
2 ankles though, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, that is an absolute luxury.
Yes, it is.
When I was 22, good luck saving up for 1 pair.
I know.
But, I've buy quality, buy it once, get them repaired. However, it kind of, for me, went the other way with, and a lot of people will resonate with this. So these glasses that I'm wearing, right, I used to go to this optometrist in North Sydney.
Yeah. Next door to the knee guy or the ankle guy? Or
Yeah, just to the left. And he was like, you go in there and I didn't seek it out and, you'd see all these kind of C-grade celebrities. Like it was he had a bit of a thing and he was he was connected, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I was just like, buying these name brand glasses because I thought pay more, quality, right?
No.
But with glasses.
Not with glasses. It's all made by Luxottica.
These are like Oscar Wilde, right?
Yeah.
I've got two other pair of, I'm just not spending more than $200 now for a pair of glasses.
Yeah.
And I recently took these Oscar Wildes to get re-lensed, like these frames to get re-lensed.
Wow. Yeah, wow.
And because it's really hard to get ones that I think suit my face.
Agreed.
But I kind of, with my spending, you get to the point where you learn that it's not all what it seems. And I'm like, I'm not spending $500-$600 on a pair of glasses when I sit on the bastards and break them, regardless of whether they're $200 or $500.
Totally, I agree with you. But we all live to our means, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're getting paid $20,000 a month, then you're going to be able to. There's more money to play with. And if you're being paid $3,000 a month, then you know that new glasses aren't even a luxury you can even think about. So it's all relative.
Yeah, and I think when we do these podcasts, like someone might blow in, and I've kind of had to learn myself, and even I want to encourage my listeners, you might get so outraged that I have R.M. boots and multiple, and Mitch has expensive fur coats, right?
Faux
fur. You might get so outraged, but here's the thing. Who cares? It's not your money.
Well, yes.
You spend what you want to buy on the things that you value, but we can learn from each other. And
correct, but also the point there is, like, I've set myself up in a way that the smart stuff gets done and the business insurance gets purchased and the car insurance and, I've got investments and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which are a luxury. But keep in mind, I'm 29. I've worked full-time since 19. Full-time since 19. That's crazy. So
you're pretty much done.
I'm ready to retire, and I'm living off a redundancy. Glenn, do you want to delve into the waters of redundancy?
I do, and we're going to do that right after this.
If you're after personal financial advice, don't get it from a podcast. If you would like help based on your own personal situation, head over to moneypodcast.com.au, click Get Help, and we'd be happy to introduce you to one of our trusted professionals. Our panel of vetted financial advisors and mortgage brokers work with people all over Australia so they can connect with you wherever you are. That's moneypodcast.com.au and click Get Help.